We in the rain. What's up, YouTube? It's me again. And it's the next day. Yesterday I amended the purple Greenstalk. And this is it. I unstacked it, amended it with all-purpose fertilizer, worm casting. I filled up, I topped off or refilled each pocket, because after a season, this soil settles. Not even after season, but the soil settles over time. In case you didn't know that, if you know that, you have to refill it. So another reason why I filled these to the top, or it's just another lesson learned, this is a new season, lesson learned, is that having this filled to the top, having the soil filled to the top, if you're going to direct sow, once the seed sprouts, the sun hits it better when it's filled to the top. A lot of my plants didn't really get enough sun. If they would have had more sun, they would have been more mature, more grown by now. But you can see how low the soil is here. And when the seed sprouted, the sun would be hitting like here. It will be hitting this level here, but it will be shaded. So that's why, that's one thing I learned, is to just fill it all the way up. That way it's at the surface level, like ground level, and quote unquote ground level, and then the sun hits it better, and it gets all of the sun. All right, so I amended this red one as well without you guys. I didn't record it, but there was something important that I wanted to show you. I'm going to attempt to amend these other two. This one is going to be the hardest because it has garlic in it. So yeah, I'll say the best for last. This one also has carrots in it. Some carrots, but this tower will be carrots and beets for spring, early spring. Yeah, so hopefully I run into, once I unstack this, if I can get another example of what I wanted, of another reason why you should like unstack and redo your Greenstalk, and just other I don't know, experiences or other things that come with having a Greenstalk, just care tips for growing in a Greenstalk. I'm going to unstack this, and if I run into that example again, I'll show you on camera. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I didn't get the same example as before, but nonetheless, this is the Greenstalk that's been unstacked. You can see that these Asian lady beetles are everywhere. There's even a snail in here. But sometimes when you're like using liquid fertilizer, these reservoirs get build up from that like sediments, or when the fertilizer settles. And so in a Greenstalk, these reservoirs have little holes that create the drip system. So you want to clean them out. You know, you want to clean your Greenstalk out, or when you're amending your Greenstalk, you want to really unstack them. If you notice that your water's not dripping or something like that, this could be why. These could be blocked or clogged with something. But I mean, if you don't notice that the water system drips differently, then maybe you don't need to do all of this. But this is my method. This is the method I'm going to use. Every year in January, that transition between winter and spring, I'm going to unstack them. I'm going to amend them with, whether it's compost, more soil to top it off, worm castings, and the fertilizer. Let it set. Let it get set for a month before spring, like a month or two before you plan out for spring. Not 2 months, but like a month. And then, you know, have it ready. Yeah, what was I gonna say? And another thing I wanted to mention was the red Greenstalk tower was dripping slower than it usually was, and if I could have shown you, the reservoirs were like filled with some kind of gunk. I don't know how it got there because I cleaned them before I fertilized, and I didn't use the liquid fertilizer as much, so I don't know how it got there. It could have been just runoff from the tiers above it. Not sure, but yeah, that's the reason why that's the example that I wanted to show, is that these get clogged up or may get that settlement from fertilizers. So I'll bring you back on when I have these done. Okay, this is what I do. I just come in and dig this up, and I have things, either these empty spaces are either things that I've pulled up or things that just didn't germinate. I started the season doing starting seeds indoors. I wasn't equipped. I had just little seedling trays with domes, and I started them in a windowsill. I bought a mini greenhouse and I had it set up in my like breakfast nook area in the kitchen. I didn't like it. It was cumbersome. I mean, not cumbersome, but it just was time consuming, carrying trays back and forth. I had to up pot from the small seedling tray to like 4-inch nursery pots. I was carrying them individually, but it wasn't that it was too difficult or time consuming. It's just that I didn't have the best equipment. And the reason why, I mean, you know, the cheap stuff is the stuff that really works sometimes. So I went that route to see if it worked, and I could have made it work, but I just got some, you know, I just bought different supplies. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go through each tier here and loosen everything up. I'll bring you back on once I add the fertilizer. This tower is going to be for carrots and beets. What is this? Probably some root ball. I had turnips in here and different things. So let me dig these all up and I'll bring you back on. All dug up. Some things I just let go, like this, those beets. I have more beets coming, so we'll let that go. I'm going to fill these up now with the Happy Frog, add the fertilizer and worm castings. Okay, these are all filled up with soil, or filled to the top with more soil. Happy Frog bag is done. I like that because leaving like soil not being used, I think, is a waste. So I'm glad to have been able to put all of the soil to use. And I ran out of soil. Here, I'm just gonna, like, you know, share some of it out from these other ones. And so that one can be filled up more. All right, because I'm planting root vegetables in this tier, I'm using the tomato and vegetable rather than the all-purpose, because these fruiting plants like carrots, beets, your peppers, and all of those fruiting plants need the P, phosphorus, which is this middle number 7 here. This has more phosphorus than the all-purpose, so I'm going to use this one. I use the all-purpose here for like leafy greens and herbs because they need the nitrogen, and this has a higher nitrogen content than tomato and vegetable. That's my sense of it. I mean, if that's a proven fact, then hey, that's just my sense of the knowledge. So yeah, again, like this one was kind of low and it got buried, so if it doesn't make it, it's fine. I have more spinach. All right, let me see if I can open this with one hand. And I can't. My hand got some soil on it, but that's fine. Okay, here we go. 2 handfuls. I'm not saying this is the right amount. The instructions say 2 tablespoons per gallon. And these are 8 gallons. The original tier is 8 gallons and the leaf tier is like 6 gallons. So I'm putting 2 handfuls in all of them. I also have another fertilizer for, it's called Jumpstart, for when, at the time of transplanting. So I think this will be enough. Or this will be like, you know. Plenty. So got a big handful in. Trying to beat the rain. The rain is gonna pick back up. Alright, just share this on out. Okay, so what I do at this point, I mix it in. I mix it in a few inches. I'm gonna get you in the right view here. The carrots is already established. They're gonna love that phosphorus. Hopefully it helped them make nice carrots. Okay, mix that in. I'm going to help that guy out. Bring you back on when I mix these all up. I don't want to bore you with that. Be right back. Okay, I'm at the last step here and the rain is picking up. So last step are, I got some other guys out here getting watered by the rain. They want to fall over, but last step is worm castings. So I take 3 handfuls of this. Look at it, it's so silky. 3 handfuls of this. Instructions say that you can do 10% of the container size, but I'm not gonna do that much. So I'm doing 3 handfuls of the worm castings. And I'll fill the rest of these up off camera. I'm gonna close out the video, but here, I mean, and you can just kind of, you know how you shampoo your hair, just kind of nourish that on in there. to top it off until it blends in nicely. All right, let me get done with this. Once I get done with this, I'm going to stack them up. But I had an idea to come. This is the top tier where the reservoir goes. And when it rains, you may think, oh, I'll let the rain water my plants. But how the Greenstalk works is you fill this with water and it drips down. When it rains, this top tier is like slushy, soaking wet. But the bottom tier is not as wet. So I just had an idea. I have carrots planted at the top, which is great because carrots, the soil for carrots has to stay moist to keep the carrots like whole and keep them from splitting. So that worked out great. But that said that to say this. Everything that you hear online, the tips and all of the information that's written out for you, spelled out for you, some things are not. So you have to apply your own senses as well. And that thought just came to me. Will it work out or not? I don't know. But I will. I do notice that. But considering that this top tier gets like slushy, soaking wet when it rains, I will make sure to plant things on this tier that are water loving. All right, well, that's my video for today. Second Greenstalk that I'm amending. The rain is catching up, so I don't have time left to amend this last one. Probably get it done tomorrow or later today because it's still early in the day. That's it. I think that's it. I'll let you go. Bye. Finished.